Hi class, today we are going to cover section 5.3, Inequalities in one triangle. We will be able to use inequalities involving sides and angles of triangles. First, let's review what an inequality is. So if I was going to compare these two numbers, what inequality symbol would I use? Well, I would say that 24 is less than 55. So remember, inequality means less than, greater than, less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Here's the next one. We know that 24 is greater than negative 55. So here's our first theorem. If two sides of a triangle are not congruent, then the larger angle is opposite the longer side. So the bigger angle will always be across from the bigger side. The converse is also true. If two angles this one has to do with angles instead of sides. If two angles of a triangle are not congruent, then the longer side's going to be across from the longer angle, or the larger angle, I mean. So, larger angle across from larger side across from larger angle. So looking at this picture right here, what angle is going to be bigger? Well, angle B is going to be greater than angle C. It's across from the larger side. The next one, what side is going to be bigger? Well, side DE is going to be greater than side FE. Here are the theorems that are exactly out of your book. So if one side of a triangle is longer than another side, then the angle opposite the longer side has a greater measure than the angle opposite of the shorter side. If one angle of a triangle has a greater measure than another angle, then the side opposite the greater angle is longer than the side opposite the lesser angle. So list the angles in triangle DEF in order from least to greatest. Well, the smallest side has the smallest angle, angle E. The medium side is across from angle D, and the biggest side is across from angle F. So that's listing them in increasing order. List the sides from longest to shortest. So the longest side is going to be across from the largest angle. That's going to be side CB. The medium side will be across from the medium angle. That's going to be side CA. And then the smallest side will be across from the smallest angle, side AB. Which side of this triangle is the shortest? Well, the smallest angle is 36, so the smallest side or the shortest side is going to be XY. Not every set of 3 segments can form a triangle. The lengths of the segments have to be related in a certain way. So for example, these segments would create a triangle. These segments would not. So to create a triangle, the sum of any two sides must be greater than the third side alone. So 4 plus 6 is greater than 4. 4 plus 4 is greater than 6, and 4 plus 6 is greater than 4. 2 plus 8 is greater than 2, but 2 plus 2 is not greater than 8. That's why this one does not create a triangle. Can a triangle have sides with the given lengths? Explain. 4, 5, and 7. Well, 4 plus 5 is greater than 7, 5 plus 7 is greater than 4, and 4 plus 7 is greater than 5. So yes, this will create a triangle. Next one, 3, 12, and 7. Try this one. This one is not going to create a triangle because 3 plus 7 is not greater than 12. That's only 10, and 10 is not greater than 12. 5, 5, and 3. This one will. And then 3, 5, and 8. This one is not going to because 3 plus 5 is 8, and that's not greater than 8. So list the angles in triangle TVX in order from smallest to largest. So the smallest angle is going to be X, then T, then V. So your answer would be A. List the sides of RST in order from shortest to longest. So the shortest one would be RS, the middle one would be RT, and then the longest one would be ST. So again, the answer is going to be A. Now we're going to describe the range of possible lengths that a third side of a triangle could have. So I'm going to give you two sides, and you have to decide what values that last side could be. So how you're going to do this is first you're going to add the sides and get a number. So 4 plus 8 is going to be 12. So we know that x has to be less than 12 because these two sides have to add up and be greater than this last number. So that means the side could be 11, 10, and so on. Second step is going to be subtract the sides. So when you subtract the sides, you get 4. So x is going to need to be greater than this number. So if I plug in 4 here, that wouldn't work because 4 plus 4 is not greater than 8. But say I plugged in 5, which is greater than 4. 4 plus 5 would be greater than 8. So the range of sides that this could have is any number between 4 and 12. Notice it's not including 4 or 12. So these numbers would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. I want you to try this next one on your own, so pause the video. So this one you should get the answer that x is between 9 and 19. And then the last one. This one should be that x is between 5 and 9. Remember, this means the answer could be 6, 7, or 8, but it could not be 5 or 9. Here's a word problem. How far could it be from Al's house to Bo's house? So you add the sides and you would get 26. You subtract the sides and you would get 2. That means anywhere from 3 miles to 25 miles. Because remember, it couldn't be the 2 or the 26. Now we're going to learn a corollary to the triangle exterior angle theorem. So the measure of an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than the measure of each of its remote angles. So the last theorem that we learned about an exterior angle was that it was the sum of these two angles. Well, if it's the sum of the two angles, then that means that this angle would be bigger than one of them, or this angle would be bigger than the other one. So all this is saying is that angle 1 is greater than angle 2, and angle 1 is greater than angle 3. Use the exterior angle inequality theorem to list all the angles whose measures are less than the measure of angle 4. So the measure of angle 4 is going to be an exterior angle. That means it's going to be bigger than all of the remote interior angles. So, for example, 2 and 5 are remote interior angles, as well as 7 and 8 right here. Remember, these are going to be the angles inside of a triangle that are opposite of the exterior angle. So our answer would be 2, 5, 8, and 7. Let's try another one. Use the exterior angle inequality theorem to list all the angles whose measures are greater than 8. So 8 is going to be a remote interior angle, which means we need to list all the exterior angles. So one exterior angle would be 9. Another exterior angle to this would be 5. And another exterior angle to this would be 4. Those are the outside angles that are opposite of 8. So your answer would be C. This is a review of the last couple lessons. I'm going to either need you to write these answers in your notes on the side or at the bottom, or on a separate sheet of paper. I will expect you to know these answers in class, so if you don't remember something, you need to look back at your notes. So pause the video and answer these 3 questions. Now pause the video again, and on each of these pictures, I just want you to say whether it is a median, a perpendicular bisector, an angle bisector, or an altitude. So you need to list whether it's a perpendicular bisector, an angle bisector, a median, or an altitude. See you guys in class.